Welcome to my channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe. The modern maritime industry revolves around the companies that make it all happen. Oil and gas exploration and development companies, container shipping companies, ferries and passengers companies, cruise ship companies, commercial fishing companies, and many more. These companies range in a size from one vessel and a handful of employees to fleets in 100s with employees at locations around the world. And the types of a vessel used by maritime companies. There are so many different types of maritime companies and different types of ships and a vessel used by those companies depending on what services they offer. To list them all would take a book, but there are some general categories that can be considered that cover the bulk of the industry. Tankers. Tankers are ships that are specially designed for carrying liquid, a lot of it. This could be oil, gas, water, chemicals, and even beer or wine. Most of these ships are further specialized based on what type of liquid it carries. For instance, there are tankers that carry chemicals, those that carry fuel for other ships, and even those that are used to carry edible oils. Container ships. Container ships carry most of the goods that are transported around the world. They are huge and typically have one deck that is designed to fit several layers of large shipping containers. Although big, these ships can be manned by just a handful of people. Bulk carriers, these are similar to container ships, but they carry raw materials like metals, coals, metal ores, or anything mined out of the ground. These ships carry solid materials, whereas liquids are transported by tankers. This difference means that the ships have a big difference in how they are designed and built. The next is ro-ro ships. Ro-ro stands for roll on and roll off. They are ships especially designed for shipping cars and other vehicles. Instead of using cranes to lift vehicle onto a ship, which use energy and time, can be dangerous. These ships are required to allow workers to simply drive the vehicle on and off. Passenger ships. Passenger ships are mostly ferries and cruise ships, but technically may include any vessel that carries more than 12 people as passengers. Ferries may traverse lakes and rivers or may take people across harbors and bays on ocean coast. Cruise ships range in size from small to huge ships that carry thousands of passengers, and they travel throughout the world on oceans, rivers, and lakes. And then the next is fishing vessels. Fishing vessels are used to catch fish and other marine creatures like lobsters, crabs, and mussels, to name just a few. These are among the most dangerous ships on which to work, and fishing maritime companies may have anywhere from 1 to hundreds of vessels in a fleet. The ship may also vary a lot in size, from huge ocean-going ships trawling for schools of fish to smaller harbor-based ships. Specialty vessels. In addition to these basic categories, there are all kinds of specialized vessels. For instance, among fishing vessels, there are those special for crabbing and others for catching large ocean fish. There are also such plenty ships as tugboats, pilot boats, icebreakers, offshore oil drilling ships, and research vessels. Employment in maritime companies. Maritime companies employ a lot of people to work both on a vessel and in a port that receive and launch ships. Seamen are those employees who spend the majority of their time on a vessel out to sea, while longshoremen are those that work mostly in port. Among seamen, there are captains and mates, decks hands, cooks, fishermen, and divers. In port, longshoremen are responsible for various jobs like loading and unloading cargo. Operating machinery. making repairs to ships, cleaning ships, and working in port warehouses. Maritime companies involved in oil and gas recovery employ workers that may not be considered seamen or longshoremen. These workers are employed on the platform or on a continental shelf that drill for natural resources. These workers may operate the machinery or perform other services on platforms such as cleaning or cooking, or may even be the workers transport personnel and goods to and from the platform. And then the next is maritime law. Maritime companies are subject to a special set of laws in addition to the typical laws of their country, and international law. Maritime law is designed to protect workers, and companies must respect these laws to keep their employees safe and to compensate them if they are injured on the job. When it comes to paying out for an injury or on the job, not all companies are faithful in following the letter of the law and may try to get out of paying as much as a worker is owed. The Jones Act is a law that protects seamen and allows them to seek compensation if hurt while performing a job out at sea. The Longshore and Harbor Workers' Compensation Act provides a source of workers' compensation for the people doing the dangerous work in a port. For workers on oil and gas platforms, neither of these laws applies, but they can seek compensation under the Outer Continental Shelf Lands Act in the event of an injury. There are several other laws that maritime companies must follow, like maintenance and cure and the death on the high seas. Injuries and accident is the next discussion. Maritime work is among the most dangerous kind of work in the world. Maritime companies must take on the risk of having workers injured or even killed on the job. From accidents out at sea to bad weather and rough seas to equipment failure or poor decision making in port, there are so many ways that maritime workers can get hurt. Ships may capsize or sink and cause people to drown. Falls into the water can lead to drowning or hypothermia. Explosions, fires, and chemical exposure are all possible on tanker and while cargo is loaded and unloaded in ports. Slip and falls are common on ships and ports. The equipment used in many maritime industries can also hurt or kill people. Untrained workers are especially dangerous and can lead to unnecessary accidents like burns, lost limbs, being crushed, drowning, head injuries, broken bones, and more. And then maritime challenges all companies face. The maritime industry can be a lucrative one, but it also presents many challenges. Maritime companies have to deal with the safety of the employees for one thing. There are so many things that can go wrong and cause injury or death, but these companies have a responsibility to minimize the risk as much as possible. Accidents in the industry can also cause huge environmental problems, oil spills being the obvious example. Maritime companies must take all reasonable steps to avoid this and face the consequences if the worst happens. Less obvious but still very real challenges include piracy. Pirates are not just from the past. They exist today and attack ships to steal goods being shipped. This has been especially prevalent on the eastern coast of Africa, but it happens all over the world. Finally, companies have to deal with cybersecurity as the industry becomes ever more reliant on technology. Injured maritime workers. When workers are injured in the maritime industry, maritime companies or the insurance companies must pay reasonable compensation. There are laws to protect these workers to ensure that they got compensation, especially if the company was negligent in some way. If you are a maritime worker and you were hurt on a job, you can turn to an experienced maritime lawyer to find out what steps to take next. Many maritime companies will do what they can do to minimize the cost of an accident, which may mean trying to deny you the money you are owed. Never accept an offer of compensation or sign any documents after an accident before you have spoken to a lawyer who can explain your rights. I think that's all guys information that I can share to you. Thank you so much guys for watching, and don't forget to give like, comments, and subscribe to this channel. And also share this video to your friends, family, and your loved one. Bye bye guys, see you in another video.